Hey there, if you're tuning in, this is a quick video on how to replace the fuel sending unit on your LR3. In this case, we found that one of the sending units was giving a little bit of bad resistance feedback, so we tried to change it out. I recorded this in portrait in order to put this on social, but I thought it'd be really helpful for the YouTube community. So here you go. I just had half a tank on the freeway, and then it just started going down to zero. So I'm at the gas station, it says 0 miles. I don't know if I'm losing fuel or if it's a sensor. Cool. So fortunately I have the gap tool, plugged it right into my phone and looked at all the DTCs. You can ignore all the top ones and you see the bottom saying the fuel sender 2 circuit component failure. Lets me know that there's something wrong with the fuel senders. Gives me an idea of where to start. I plugged in the iCarSoft, found that the fuel gauge pointer position on the dash was not available. And also the fuel sender 1 and 2 showing way more than usual ohms, which also indicates that the resistance is not reading. Another step you could do before dropping the gas tank is make sure that you can check the wiring continuity and the harnesses. So right below the right side, the right passenger side, there's a few harnesses that come from the fuel tank. You can check the continuity, and in the case of another YouTuber, I saw that the wires were eaten by mice. In my case, they were still there, good continuity, so I knew that the senders were bad. Another trick you could do is have the iCarSoft give you some waveform feedback and shake the car. See if the resistance changes, gives you a range of resistance to pick out, and then you can see where the resistance range hits. Typically, you want to see it move from 0 to 220. That's a range that gives you a healthy resistance feedback. Just to give you an idea of time, it took about 2 weeks for the sending units to arrive.
So you own an LR3. That's cool. What happens when the gas sensor goes out? Well, to be more specific, the sending units. What happens when they go out? Well, I'm under the car right now. Got the nifty glasses on because the eyes bad. Anyway, we're going to take the gas tank down. I'll kind of go through the process of what I see, and let's go for it.
All right, cool. You know I'm an amateur mechanic when I don't know all the parts, but I'm underneath the car checking out the things that I have to remove. And you have the filler line that you have to remove. You have 5 bolts that need to be removed. You have the heat shield, which has 2 bolts. I just typically kept this one on. So the gas tank is sitting on top of an armor plate. This plate drops down and the plastic gas tank sits right inside of it. Once you drop those, I'll show you what to do next. All right, some quick tips. I have the height of the car in off-road height. And once it's up there, I disconnected the battery, make sure the battery's disconnected. I'm using a jack to keep the gas tank up and pressured so it doesn't drop fully when you undo the bolts. And I'm also taking other precautions such as static. Make sure that there's no static. There's a couple evap lines in the back that has a funky clip. There's the filler. And then in the front, you have the lines that go to the engine. It's going to leak just a little bit, as you can see. Keep the jack around because you want to keep that thing lifted. It's going to be heavy if you have, gas in the tank already. Took a little bit of finagling to get the lines fully set aside. Right. Here we go. This is the tank.
You got her out. 2 inches.
So here I am using an endoscope to look into the gas tank. It's not a very wide camera angle. I was having a little bit of a difficult time finding the rail that the sender unit is connected to. But here it is. You can see that the pull lever is right there. You got to get your arm deep within there, probably a full forearm's length, and you got to reach into it and do your thing. So I'm struggling a little bit, as you can see. I mean, it takes a while for me to kind of get my hands all the way through, get my arm all the way through. It's best to remove the pipes and the evap lines and just move them out of the way. You won't break them. It seems like they're pretty tough. As soon as you move those things out of the way, you kind of create a small gap where your arms can fit through. So here I am just kind of testing. All right, here we go. We're going for it.
Oh, got it. Now, how the hell am I gonna put it back on there? That's what's crazy. Woo! Alright, that was that. So we got this here. And it just looks like it just connects just like that, but what? And it's like this doesn't even look that like it went bad or anything, but alright, let's spend the next 30 minutes trying to get this neck on. I'm just gonna use my my multimeter. So this is the new one. This is the old one. And when you put it on ohms to read the resistance, you can take the unit and you can plug it in, and you can just touch the meter, and look, there's resistance. So it's moving. You move around the thing, there's, you know, a fair bit of resistance, and it's moving. You get some ohms. Okay, so that's that. However, if we take the old one and we watch the multimeter, the old one here says, I'm gonna plug it in so we can see. Nothing. So even if you shake it, the meter's nothing. So it proves that the resistance is nothing. I mean, you're not getting any resistance, no ohms from the original. So it needed to be changed. I can test the older rear with the yellow. So this is the old rear. I've already installed the new rear. And let's just see if there's any resistance going with it. Oh, so there is resistance coming from this one. So that one worked. Well, too bad I just changed it, but anyway, that one worked. Didn't need to be changed, but we changed it anyway. All right, so back to this install. We know that the rail is kind of along this end. It's on this side of the gas tank. Put the gloves on, and it's starting to get cold out, so we want to knock this out as soon as possible. But it shouldn't be too hard, I'm just assuming. This is a puzzle, so I'll get it in there. I don't want to drop it. I'm going to get it as close as I can to...
So I carefully lined up the white bracket against the rail inside the gas tank, pushed as far as I could, found a little connection feel. You really got to feel.
Hell yeah. Let's see if it sits.
Your hands only, no eyes. Finally got it. It's in.
Man, my face is cringy. But, you know, a little bruisey here and there. It should work. It felt like it was pretty solid on there. I'm gonna try to look at it in detail here with the camera. And then the rail. Alright. There she is. It's closer than usual, but it looked like, and it felt pretty locked in. So, I mean, it's right there again, right? Along that rail. Is it touching? Is the sensor touching? Oh, it is. It's floating. Dude, if that's it, we're winning. Hell yeah. So it's floating. We have resistance. Now we just need to put everything back together and button it up. But the rear sender, the front sender are good. Let's get this thing buttoned up and installed. All right, moment of truth. Let's plug in the key. Key in the ignition. Everything's starting up. All right. Sender works. She's got gas. Hell yeah. All right, I'll try to do a better video next time on the next project for the LR3. There's a few things that are coming up that I want to work on. Thanks for watching. Let me know if this was helpful. Happy to reconnect with anyone that's in the Land Rover space. It's been a fun project so far. See you on the next one.